evening. I'm Jorenz. I'm the son of Lerny. I'm the eldest son of Lerny, and like everyone here, I'm very sad to be saying goodbye to Tito Tits. Personally, I felt very disoriented when I found out that Tito Tits had passed away 2 nights ago. I felt like I had lost a big part of my childhood until, my children, my own children and my wife remind me that I'm no longer a child myself. So your childhood is long gone, but can't blame us. Tito Tits has always been larger than life for all of us. I must confess, my own stories of Tito Tits have to do with his love for food and drink as well. Maybe it's a Tanada drink. One of my earliest memories of Tito Tits have to do again with his love for drink. Every Sunday, my father, my mother, the rest of my family and I would go to my other grandparents' house in Bohol Avenue. Back in the day, Bohol Avenue would allow you to traverse through Quezon Avenue to get to West Triangle. And that would be our route every Sunday to get to my grandparents' house in West Triangle. I particularly remember one Sunday morning, it should have been about 11:45 or 12 o'clock, when we were on our way to my grandparents' house in West Triangle. And lo and behold, for lack of a better term, a beer garden across from ABS-CBN, out was Tito Tits walking towards ABS. So my dad stops the car and says, "Oh, Tits! Oh, hi!" So they started talking. And I was wondering why on our way to my grandparents' house, the 2 minutes after, my mother was asking my father, what was he doing there on a Sunday morning? And my dad was, I don't know. but as a child, I looked at it. It was a beer garden / barbecue place. His office was across the street. It was a Sunday morning. I was 9. I did the math. I figured out what Tito Tits must have been doing. And then again, like my other cousins, I also have memories of Tito Tits in Belmont, in the States. I was one of those who was able to visit Tito Tits when he was there. And yes, I would have to definitely agree with Monty. Tito Tits, while he was happy to see us, didn't seem that happy to be there as well. You could tell Tito Tits' heart was here in the Philippines. Just like he was a fish out of water. But one thing I remember was he was always happy and generous to his family whenever we'd go over there and visit him. He was always a genial host. He would open the doors of his home to us, allow his children to play with us, take us out, wherever it was we would go to. Belmont was a vague memory, is a vague memory for me because that was in 1981. But I do remember Tito Tits very warmly, happily welcoming us into his home. And I was happy as well to be with my cousins. And I didn't see Tito Tits for a good 6 years after that. When Tito Tits came home after the EDSA revolution, then things started becoming more normal. We would see our cousins more often. We would see Tito Tits more often. And I guess it was during one of those years when, in a very Antanyada fashion, Tito Tits actually acquired a German vehicle. It was a red BMW. And I remember the first night that Tito Tits was driving it, he was so excited. I don't exactly remember where we were, but we were at a party. And Tito Tits was very happy. And he was driving a BMW coming in. And when it was time to go home, Tito Tits was, to use Karen's term, happy. And my dad saw Tito Tits was happy. So we were on our way home. My dad goes, "Jo, sundan mo Tito Tits mo." I go, "Dad, sigurado ka?" "Oo, sundan mo." So,
follow him.
The term in Filipino was when Tito Tits was driving from wherever it was that we came from all the way to New Manila, it was pagewang-gewang. So Rhea, who was not yet my wife then, were we married at that time? We weren't married yet. So she was going like this to me. "George, you better watch Tito Tits." "But why?" "He's going to the right." "Hi, he's going to the left." "Hi, he's going to the right." She was literally driving this. what are we doing? And I told her, no, sabi ni Dad, sundan natin. So literally, we followed Tito Tits everywhere. He would veer right, you'd veer right. He would veer left, you'd veer left. And we would follow him. And all this time, I knew that Tito Tits wouldn't crash because he wasn't driving very fast. He was driving like 25, 30 kilometers an hour. I was more worried about the BMW. I think Tita Seni was worried about the BMW too. But again, Tito Tits was able to make it back to Broadway. Ria and I followed him all the way home, like the three little pigs. And we made sure that he was there. And when he was there, I waved. He looked back and he acknowledged, oh, nandyan ka pala. Salamat. But that was Tito Tits. He was an old school gentleman. He knew how to live. Tito Tits, of course, we all know he could hold his own when it came to drinking. He had this intellectual prowess as well. People don't remember that he's actually a Harvard guy. And he was there, he made it, he passed through Harvard. Some people ask me if it's true that Tito Tits really went to Harvard, and I say yes, he did. And that's why he is who he is. And they always come back, fellow lawyers, they ask, pero parang, in Filipino, it's not like he's the Harvard guy, right? And I would answer, yes, but once you get to know him, you'll realize the depth of that person. And you know that Tito Tits was always like that. He will strike you as a very humble individual. He never was one for aggrandizement. He was not one to bloat his achievements or his ego up. And I think even now, with the attention he's getting in the media in his passing, he'd be very uncomfortable. But that's just the way it is, Tito. You lived your life in an exemplary manner. You were a true gentleman. You loved your family. You loved your wife. And we're really going to miss you. That's it. Thank you.